Hey guys, John at atxhotsauce.com. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite ones. It's called the Big Green. You probably see in some of my other videos, I have this book I like to carry around with me, especially when I'm making sauces. I create each one of my batches. I write down the date, batch number, what actually goes into it. When you make a lot of batches of fermented hot sauces, vegetable, whatever, it's kind of hard to keep up. You don't really remember what you put into it before. So this is batch number 52. It has garlic, fresh poblanos, roasted poblanos, and a bunch of serrano peppers with onion and garlic and some carrots. Carrots I actually pre-fermented before I put in here to kind of jumpstart the fermentation. This has been going for just about a month. And I'm going to show you how to blend it up, make it into a sauce from where it is right now. It's a very simple recipe. Only thing we're going to be adding to it today is a little bit of vinegar, and of course we'll add the brine back into the sauce too. So let's get going. First thing, open the brine up, give it the nose test. Very good. Now you notice some this white stuff along the top, perfectly normal. It's not fuzzy or anything. This is just cam yeast. It's harmless. I do like to take a little bit of it out. So you notice I have all the onions on the top here. That's kind of a layer of protection for everything below it. So I'm going to take a little bit of a paper towel and just kind of run it around the inside right here. And let's start putting this brine in. Oh my God, I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. It's that sweet, tangy flavor. Just comes out. There's all that good stuff in there. Now we roasted some of the poblanos when we made this because I wanted a little bit of char on some of it. You know, you get those black flakes in the sauce. It's gonna make it really, really good. All right, let's get to making this sauce. We've drained out all the brine into a strainer, kept all the brine down below there. Wow, it smells so good. Now we're gonna transfer all these veggies and fruits into the blender and get blending. The only thing we're gonna be adding to this is a little bit of xanthan gum to keep it from separating when we put the vinegar in there. But other than that, it's just all this good natural brine and vegetables. We got carrots, poblanos, roasted poblanos, serrano peppers, great garlic. I like a lot of garlic. Some people who are around me don't like a lot of garlic that I eat, but that's okay. Now if you notice, the blender's filling up pretty quick and we have a lot of product still left here. What I like to do is just give it a couple pulses before we add the rest of it in there. It's probably not all going to fit the first time, but that's okay. Let's just give it a little bit of pulse. By the way, I can't stress how important is a good blender is to have with all this. You know, I do so many of these that I've actually had to buy new blades for. That's a hot sauce. It's got that flavor coming off there. All right, I've got all the vegetables I'm going to get in this one. So I'm going to move this strainer over to another bowl because I want to see the brine, see what's going on. We're also going to add some brine. One of the first things you want to do though is you want to test the pH of your brine. Long as this has been going, I'm thinking about 3.8. is what the brine is going to be coming out on the scale. Anything below 4.1 or so, 4.2 is shelf stable. So let's get this in here and test it out. Wow, pretty high acidity, 3.4. That means I might not add as much vinegar as I normally would. Okay, let's add some brine. Just make sure we get our xanthan gum in there. This is a big batch, so I'm probably going to use about a whole teaspoon of xanthan gum. 1/3, a little bit less than 1 teaspoon. Not what measuring really. Now I don't know if you can see this, but remember I was talking about charring some of the poblanos before I put them in the fermentation. You see all the black specks in there? It gives it some depth and some color and definitely gives it some flavor too. All right, we're done blending. God, the color is just absolutely beautiful, but it kind of looks more like a sauce. At this point, a lot of people, they stop here with the blending and they'll put a strainer with a bowl underneath and just kind of mash all the juice out and just use the juice. I think it's a little bit wasteful. I personally like mine just a little more thicker. So what we'll do is we're going to do a secondary blend with one of these and it pulverizes everything, right? It does its extraction mode, pulverizes the seeds, pulverizes everything down into a nice creamy sauce. The one bad thing about it sometimes though is that you do have to replace these blades every couple of months because they do dull up, but small price to pay, right? All right, now you can see the consistency is much better for a sauce instead of a salsa. All right, we're gonna take this and we're gonna put it in a pan. I'm gonna heat that up on a low simmer for maybe about 20 minutes or so. What's happening here is the fermentation's still going on. If I bottle this while the fermentation's still going, well, when you open it, if you buy it when you get home, you could get a little bit of like a volcano thing going on, or it might just start bubbling out. Anyway, we want to stop that. I understand it kills a lot of the good bacteria in there, the probiotics, but when you're selling it, instead of just eating it at home, it's kind of one of those things you need to do. All right, guys, let's get to bottling this. Now remember, it's a little warm because we've heated it up, so you want to fill the bottles all the way up, because what happens when it cools down is that that water level will go down, that hot sauce level will go down, and you don't want to have a partially empty bottle. Okay, these lids have been sanitized. I'm going to put those on just like that, make sure they're tight. If you look inside here too, you notice that there's a little piece of white kind of plastic paper thing. And when it's warm like this, what I'll do is I'll store them upside down in the box to begin with, and it kind of gives a good seal for it. One more for you guys. All right. Make sure your bottles are clean before you put your labels on, and dry. It's very important, or the labels will not stick. There we got our labels on. One last step to go. Now the shrink wrap. A couple of different ways you can do this. So I've got two of my favorite ways. You can use a blow dryer at your house if that works too. Making sure when you're separating them, you're just having one on there. You don't want to get two on accident. Kind of messes it up and ruins both of them. So one of the methods I like to use is get a pan of boiling water, and you take this and you just put it upside down for about 20 seconds in the boiling water in the pan. And you can do multiple at one time. But I like my toys and my tools, so we're going to use a heat gun on this one. Do it about halfway, full volume, full heat. Place it upside down and just spin the bottle. Make sure you get all the stuff out of it. And you have our hot sauce, the Big Green. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you want to see some other videos, subscribe down below. Check out our website, atxhotsauce.com.